If I were to describe my 2023 in 3 words, it would be biggest cluster Welcome on to the video, boys. Hopefully you are all doing good. As of recording, it is currently December 24th, one day before Christmas, so Merry Christmas. Hopefully you got some good presents. Put them down in the comments, let me know. So instead of me just making a heartfelt message and posting it on the Discord like I usually do at the end of every year, by the way, join up if you haven't yet. Come on, you're missing out. I decided that I wanted to do something different. In this video, I'm going to be taking you with me on a giant recap of my entire 2023, starting in January, ending in December. I'm going to be taking you with me through my online life and offline life as well. This video will get deep. It will get personal. And at some points, I'm going to be showing some pictures that may or may not be a little uncomfortable to look at. I'll obviously warn you before I put this on the screen, but this is just a heads up as well. To make this a little bit more fun, in the transitions of every month, so like from January to February, I'm gonna have a transition. I'm gonna be putting some of mine, as well as you guys, your favorite clips on the Twitch in there as well, just as a little bit of a throwback, and to see the progression of me, you know, like starting at like 200 followers at the beginning of this year, and now almost 600, so you can see my progression if you weren't there, or if you were there. It's a nice little throwback. Now, without anything else further to do, let me first take you into a quick end of 2022 recap, because that was very important as well.
Man, what the fuck?
Can you believe it? The second I decided to start recording a video again, for the first time in like 2 months, it's raining outside. So apologies if you hear the rain in the background. Also, real quick, I have some notes set up on my other monitor, so if you see me looking this way, it's because I'm reading my notes. I'm going to try and keep it as raw as possible, but knowing me and my peanut brain, I need some notes on the side as well, so I'm looking that way, you'll know why. Now, near the end of 2022, my life was pretty much at an all-time high. After coming out of a pretty rough breakup near October last year, if you were there on the Twitch, you know, tough times. It was very nice, though, that near the end of December, I started going to the gym. I took that really seriously at the time. At the time, I also met a girl that I really liked, talked with her for a while. I had a great job as well. Lovely job, was also close by to the gym. Lovely people there, so I had everything close by, everything just positive vibes, man. You love to see it. But with all positive things, obviously, some things have to be negative. And one of those was definitely the fact that my best friend of like 7 years now decided to leave this country and go live in Belgium with her girlfriend. Now, obviously, for me at the time, that was a tough pill to swallow, but I had to move on, so I did. Now, streaming-wise and like social media-wise, I think at the time we were around 200 followers on the Twitch. We were streaming for about 9 months at the time. Obviously now, it's almost been 2 years. There's a massive difference, right? Even from the last clip you saw, like this terrible microphone I had, times were rough streaming-wise, but hey, now we're here. Also at the time, I was exclusively streaming Dead by Daylight. I had a lot of fun at the time. Now I'd want to top myself. No, but a quick roundup around the end of 2022. Things were up, if I had to sum that up in like a few words. All of you are now gay. Gift. Oh shit. Wait. Alright, so January of 2023. Couple things happened. I found my love for the gym. Honest to God, I still miss it. The reason why I can't gym now, I will get into that later on into the recap, because it didn't happen at the time. But when I did go to the gym back in January, I loved it. It was my most favorite thing to do. I used to want to go 5 times a week, but obviously it's not really the best thing to do. I went 3 times a week, and even then sometimes I still skip and go 4 days a week because I'm just that addicted. I loved the gym at the time. That's definitely one of the highlights of January from this year, 100%. In 2022, I really took a lot of my friends for granted. I used to skip a bunch of hangouts because I wanted to hang out with my at the time girlfriend, which looking back at it now was a stupid thing to do, but at least I know now, right? So I spent a lot of time with friends as well. I put some pictures up on the screen right here, obviously blurred faces, since I'm hiding identities. You if you want to look them up. Not happening. Also, around beginning of January, that girl that I was talking to at the end of 2022, we started dating. So I used to go to the gym with her a lot as well, just spend a bunch of time with her. You know, the honeymoon phase. You know, I used to think I was on top of the world, finally found a new girlfriend. Everything was great, you know. So January for me, at the time, was a very good month. I think around January, we also gained like 50 followers on the Twitch. So yeah, around like 270. I think in the last clip you saw 270-ish at the time. For me, that was insane. I mean, it still is insane. 270 people clicking that button. It's still wild, you know. I'm still very grateful to this day. But no, to sum January up, mostly gym, a new girlfriend, and work. That was like my main 3 things. And obviously streaming as well. We'll put that as a 4th as well.
Uh-oh. What? Wait, what the? No, hold on. What even? Am I witnessing the same thing that you guys are witnessing on your screen right now?
All right, February time, the month of love. Spent a lot of my time with my girlfriend at the time. Obviously, we were around for like a month. It was around a month now that we were together, so you already know. You're gonna spend a lot of time with her then. That's what I've been doing most of February, but also, in the meantime, I was completely focused. It was like my #1 focus at the time, gaining weight. As you might know, I mean, you can't see it now because I'm wearing a big-ass sweater, but I'm a skinny motherfucker. I'm like massively underweight. Eating's always been kind of an issue for me, but that's something that I was really putting my focus on ever since also joining the gym. It's been a huge goal of mine to just gain weight, to get a good physical body, you know? A good body is a good mind. That's what people always say, so that's what I've been doing as well. And actually, I've got on my notes here, February, I weighed in at the highest of all time of 71 kg. Now, for you guys, you might think, is that a lot? Is that not a lot? How tall are you? I'm 6'3", 6'4" on a good day. Put that in a BMI scale, I was just barely underweight, I believe. I'll put it up on the screen. I think I was just barely on weight or underweight. But still, for me, coming from 57 kg, which was, as you can see right here again, massively underweight, it was huge for me. I was extremely happy at the time. Also in February, I visited my best friend in Belgium for the first time since she moved there. I, again, got some pictures up here on the screen. It was a lot of fun for like 3 days. It just felt really good to see that my best friend was still doing good, living on her own, pretty much just abandoning all her friends to go live in another country. I would never have been able to do that, so massive shout out goes to her, even though she's not going to see this, but massive shout out to you. Obviously in February as well, since my at the time girlfriend lived like an hour away from me, I was spending a lot of my time just traveling for work as well. I had to go to different cities, different parts of the country, all for my work. So I was traveling a lot. Couldn't even barely stream. I don't think we even gained like 20 followers in February on Twitch. It was a slow month, but my personal life just had to be put on the front foot for a second, and I didn't really have time to focus on the Twitch. Now, on the other hand, hey, I'm live 6 days a week. If I'm not sick. If you haven't followed Twitch yet, by the way, check the description, man. What you doing? Join up, man. We're trying to get by next year. I shouldn't have said that yet. February, quick sum up. Spent a lot of my time with my girlfriend at the time. Went to visit my friend in Belgium for the first time since she moved there. And just had a lot of time went into traveling for me. That was pretty much my whole February summed up in like 5 sentences.
Excuse me, but I just wanted to let you know you have the most beautiful smile I've ever seen. It's like sunshine on a cloudy day. Would you like to grab a coffee with me sometime and brighten up my day even more?
Alright, this is a little bit off topic, but if you're wondering why I'm chewing something, it's something from my throat, because if you can't tell yet, my throat isn't healed yet, and I sound like absolute dog water. Alright, we're heading into March. Now in March, I made a decision that at the time was extremely risky, but looking in hindsight now, all the way in December, it really didn't matter what I did. I decided to quit my job at the place where I just absolutely loved it to pursue becoming a manager for a different business. I graduated school with a degree that could help me get into a manager position for a certain company. But unfortunately, with the company that I was working at for like a year now at the time, that couldn't happen. So I decided to make the risky move of leaving my comfort zone and heading on into a completely different company to pursue me becoming a manager. That was by far like the most important thing that happened in March. Besides like all of that, I again just hang out with friends. We went to a scouting area and we ate marshmallows at a campfire. Got a picture here. I mean, it's a pretty poo-poo picture, but hey, deal with it. Overall, March wasn't really all that active. I don't think I streamed that much in March either. I think like a good 3 or 4 times a week is what I usually would do, which at the time was huge considering I didn't really make schedules back then. I just clicked go live whenever I felt like it. So still going live 3 days a week while also traveling a lot to go see a girlfriend and seeing my friends. I'm surprised I actually managed to pull that off. So hey, you're welcome.
I shouldn't have jumped. No jumping, Chad. No jumping. If I jump, I die. Alright, put that in. Alright, no jumping.
April was a great month for me. First of all, I started seeing some serious change in my body from starting going to the gym in like January time. Really finally seeing work come to life, you know, and like showing itself. Great. I also, thank God, I had a great time at the new job as well. Obviously, it was very risky to leave my comfort place that I've been working at for the last year just to go and hope that you get a good job. I had luck. It was a good job. Also, boys, the Mario movie came out. Remember, that was back in April. That was a while ago. Everything in April went perfectly. Until I broke my arm. Oh God, I don't like to think about this, you know? I don't like to think about this. Yeah, remember at the start of the video where I said I was going to show some pictures that might be a little uncomfortable to watch? This is that month. I will put a warning on the screen 5 seconds before I show the image, but I'm going to show them uncensored, so hopefully you're okay with it. On the 13th of April 2023, yes, I still remember the exact date, I was at a friend's house like every Thursday. Always chilling on Thursdays with my friends. I was feeling myself. I came from the gym that day, and one of my friends challenged me to an arm wrestling match. I put my hand on the table. We go for like, I'd say 10 seconds. I was winning, and then snap. My arm was all over the table on the other side, broken. Now, at the time, at the very moment that it was happening, I first of all thought it was like a bicep tear. You know, I didn't think it would be a broken bone because I felt like I could still have a little control of it. Turns out that's not true. I actually somehow managed to stay calm. The first thing I did is, I can't really show because I have one hand only now. I grabbed my arm and I put it on my legs. I was sitting down at the time. I put it on my legs. I just hunched over forward and just started breathing, because the weird thing is you don't feel a thing when your arm breaks. For me anyway, I didn't feel a thing. Now that could have been adrenaline, that could have actually just been because you don't feel a thing since it breaks, but I didn't feel a thing. I had to wait like 10 minutes before one of my friends managed to find someone that could drive me to a hospital. We arrive at the hospital. It's a blurry memory for me because I don't like thinking about that. It was a very dark time in my life, but I'm here to be open and honest to you guys. Eventually, we arrive at the hospital. I get some painkillers. I get my arm put in a sling. I got all the pictures here. I'll show the pictures now. So, warning, I'm going to show pictures of my arm being broken in the first like week. So beware. If you do not want to see it, look away now. I will tell you when you can look again. So this is what my arm looked like. This was the exact day that it happened. I put it on my Instagram story with a little L there. I was making jokes about it at the time because, you know, I always try to make jokes in a bad situation to try and lift the mood. Obviously, I was very sad. Just a quick editor's note to tell you that you can look again. I forgot in the recording to tell you that you can look again, but I won't be showing any more pictures. Don't worry. So 2 or 3 days go past because the weekend had to roll over, and I had to make an appointment to see if if x-rays needed to be taken, which in my opinion was absolute bullshit. It looked broken. It was broken. It was undoubtedly broken, but no, I had to get it checked to see if I'm even allowed to take x-rays. Then 2 days after that, so I think it was like 5 days after it was broken, I get the x-rays, and I think I still have them somewhere. I'll put them up on the screen. That is broken. Broken as can be. So then 3 days after we get the x-rays, I had a surgery. As of today, still, you can't really, like, I think I can get the scar up. Actually, hold on. I think you can, like, kind of see the scar. Hang on, I'll show you real quick. It's like right there. All the way down to here. That is where they cut to put a metal plate inside my arm. And to this day, I still have that metal plate in my arm. And I don't plan to remove it, honestly. If you want to know why, it's because it's a fucking metal plate in your arm. That is sick. So after 8 days of my arm being broken, I got the surgery, and then ever since I was just focused on healing. In the meantime as well, while that all happened, I believe like the very next day after I broke my arm, I still went to work. I still went to work in the morning being like sad as fuck, not being able to move my arm, barely any sleep. And then at my job there, I explained the situation, and after like 3 hours, I get told that I'm fired because it was like the first 3 weeks, and it's like a trial period, and they can just fire you for any reason in the trial period, I believe. So they fired me. So I left my job at a comfort place to take a risk. I took that risk. It was going well, and I broke my arm and lost that job. To sum up my April real quick, it was going really well at the start. Everything from the 13th of April, it just went downhill. I broke my arm and had a surgery for it 7 or 8 days later. That is pretty much my entire April.
I thought it was pretty... I'm sorry. Serious moment. But that scream was perfect timing with the text. There's no way nobody else saw that.
All right. We're heading on into day 2 of the recording. Now, only 2 things changed, however. 1, I now look like I skate for a living. And 2, your mother isn't under my desk anymore.
Oh my god, bro.
Now in May, my personal life wasn't really all that interesting. The only notes that I've got written here is that I visited Germany for the first time. I definitely have some pictures here of the view. The view was gorgeous. Great time. Now that's kind of the only thing that I've written down for my personal life, because everything was just the same, you know. I still just took time with my friends. I still went to see my at-the-time girlfriend. I still just did the exact same things. So personal life, not really that much interesting happened. Now for the Twitch side, I do have some notes written up, so listen up. Around May is when I started experimenting, playing some different games. Because obviously at the time, I was still exclusively streaming Dead by Daylight. That was like my main game. I didn't enjoy it as much at the time, but I was kind of just too scared to take the risk of playing different games and losing my audience. Now, the main reason why I started to experiment playing other games is just because my burnout started happening for Dead by Daylight. I used to play that game like 3 or 4 days a week, like 5+ hours every day. Off stream as well, just every day I used to play that, and it was just the same thing. So you get really burnt out after a while, and that's what started for me in May. Now that kind of is everything that happened for me in May. May really wasn't that interesting of a month for me. So I just say let's just drop May and just head on straight into June. Because by God, things happened in June.
In there? Turn around. I've turned around, chat. I've turned around. What the fuck?
June! I had to do it. The meme was too good not to be done. Too good not to be done. All right, in June, I spent most of my time traveling. I'm talking every 2 days. I was out the house in a different city. I pretty much explored the whole of my country in like a month. Luckily enough, one of those days I actually went to visit my friend in Belgium again for the second time. This time I don't really have any pictures because I was there for vibes. I wasn't there to make pictures. I wasn't there for my social media. I was there to just have a good time with my best friend. Now boys, in June I actually also spent time doing some activities. I'll name you one that I did. Me and my friends went to a trampoline park. Now I know what you might be thinking, hey, You broke your arm like 2 months ago. Is it really that safe to go to a trampoline park after 2 months? And for the rest of it, it was pretty safe. The trampolines were anyway. I'm just gonna keep it short this time because I don't want to make this video just, oh, look at me, look at how sad I am. No, around the 20th of June, I believe. I don't remember the exact date of it this time. I went to a trampoline park with some friends, and at that trampoline park, I broke my arm. Again, same arm. Now, luckily enough, I can actually make jokes about this time because this time it was just too goofy not to make jokes about it. I mean, I'm an idiot for even going to a trampoline park to begin with after breaking my arm 2 months ago, so I kind of deserved it this time. But besides breaking my arm again and having to go through all of the recovery again, luckily enough, no surgery, everything in June was still perfectly fine for me. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in June for the most of it until obviously my arm smacked in half again.
She's literally just shaking her fucking ass.
Now, to start off talking about July, it was my birthday. I turned 20 in July. 20 years old. Am I old yet? Am I a grandpa yet? According to you guys, I am. Now, for my birthday, we actually went on a surprise trip to Belgium to actually go see my best friend, who, for the record, did not expect it at all. I remember me pulling up my phone, going to Instagram, and just saying, "Are you free today?" Obviously, she's going to be like, "Yes, but why?" I just sent her a picture of us in the car, like, "I'm on the way." Afterwards, then we met up in the city, and we had a good time for a couple hours until we had to drive back home. Overall, my birthday was a very good day. Around July, me and my girlfriend were actually really starting to connect because we had our differences at the time, but around July is actually where we kind of really got close to each other on another level. Everything seemed to be going great. From my eyes, anyway. Around the end of July, me and my girlfriend at the time unfortunately broke up. Now, I'm not going to go into any details because if you were there at the time that it happened, you'll already know, and I don't like talking about it myself. Around July is also where I lost some of my best friends at the time. Not due to death. Nobody died, don't worry. But I just decided to split ways with some friends for some reasons that I'm not going to go into on video. I think without a doubt, July was probably the lowest point of the year. Not necessarily my life, but definitely lowest point of the year. Considering I had to say goodbye to some friends and had another breakup that I had to go through. Times were tough, but again, I don't want to make this video all, "Oh, look at me and how sad I am. Please like and subscribe." I mean, please do the last part, but I don't want to make this video all about me just having a bad year. Let's just move on to August. Now, to flip the whole narrative of me just having a terrible year and just everything that could have possibly gone wrong went wrong, August actually turned out to be amazing. And I'm not talking about Jake Paul's last opponent.
Be careful by ducking down.
Now, August for me was the month where I decided to take my mental health extremely seriously. I decided to, from then on out, start going on walks every day to clear my mind. I started to focus on doing what I love with the people that I love most, and overall just focusing on the positives in life. I decided to visit my friend in Belgium again, actually staying there instead of just having one day for my birthday, and also actually started gaining even more weight. I remember around the time that I broke my arm for the second time, I was really just not depressed, I wouldn't say depressed, but I felt really low and I did not take my eating seriously, so I dropped right back down to like 63 kgs. At the time, I was starting to gain more weight again, getting near the 67, the 68, feeling good again. Overall, August for me was just the month where I started taking care of myself. Now, in August, I also decided that I wanted to take streaming extremely seriously. August was the month that I decided that I wanted to stream 6 days a week. And for the most of it, so far to this day, I'm having a great time doing so. Also in August, we hit 400 followers, and I did my first ever Five Nights at Freddy's marathon. If you don't know what that is where I start at the first game, and I go all the way to the last game in one sitting. Now, The first marathon, I didn't do that. I got to halfway through Help Wanted after 11 hours, but I had a great time while doing so, you know? Actually, I have another clip. Here's another clip for you guys from the marathon, which I thought was just extremely funny.
Get inside your vent and try to thrust you in your shaft. If you know what I'm trying to say. Toy Bonnie wants to fuck you.
No, but to sum August up, it was a very good month for my mental health. Luckily enough, it's only up from here, so let's just go and start talking about September.
Shit. Swish.
You gotta swish it, baby! Alright, so we're heading on into day 3 of the recording now. And now only one thing changed. I now look like I'm smoking that good. Alright, September. September, honestly, that was the month that I built myself up to feeling the best I've ever felt in my life, mentally. Again, like I said back in August, I started doing the things that I love with the people that I love most, and I took that extremely seriously. I started enjoying hanging out with my friends way more than I usually would because I was distracted all the time. I was always a little bit distracted whenever I went to hang out with my friends because I had a girlfriend at the time. You always needed to keep your phone there just in case you needed something. But now, since that wasn't a problem, I could just spend time enjoying my time. Now, for my offline life, not much else happened besides me just focusing on my mental health. So I'm just gonna straight on go into the online stuff. September was the month where I decided to stream other games more consistently instead of only Dead by Daylight. At the time back in August, I was still experimenting, but in September I decided to just take the step and just stream way more different games. Obviously, we were streaming a bunch of Dead by Daylight, which is a multiplayer game, but I actually decided to take a little bit more time and play some more single player games, and you guys seem to really be enjoying that. Fortunately enough for me as well, we hit 500 followers in September as well, which is a massive milestone, which I still to this day cannot thank you guys enough for. And actually, since ever seeing that milestone of 500, I decided that I wanted to take streaming extremely seriously. So I decided to start going live 6 days a week. And honestly, looking back at it, for my mental health, that probably was the best decision I could have ever made. Streaming is something for me that is very therapeutic. Funnily enough, it might sound weird, but just me having the chance to entertain people, something in my mind just immediately makes me happy, knowing that I can make others happy with my stupidity. For the rest, my September wasn't really that special, just a bunch of mental toughness, mental gymnastics, and deciding that I wanted to seriously stream as much as I could, and that was, again, my best decision I could have made that month.
I'm hearing noises at the door. Oh my god.
Gotcha! Sorry for the jump scare, boys, but since it's October, it's spooky month, you know I had to do it to you. One of the highlights of October for me definitely was the fact that I went to a horror theme park for the first time in my life with some of my friends. I got some pictures here for you. I'll just stand here for a while, just let some pictures scroll. I had a blast. Also, October, if you can't remember, that was the month that the FNAF movie also came out. And as a fan, ever since the first game came out, I was extremely excited to go see that. So I watched that on release day with the boys. Overall, I remember having a great time going to see that movie with the boys, especially since I believe that my friends didn't really care much about the franchise. They all knew that I cared the most about the franchise since I was there since I was a little kid, but it's still very nice of them to actually take the time out of their day to go see it with me. Also, because the movie was coming out, I decided to do my second FNAF marathon, and I'll get the results up here. I actually split them up into multiple days instead of one stream, just to be able to actually get to the end. And eventually we did get to the end in a pretty respectable time. Also in October, I got a quick update on what my arm was looking like. I got a couple x-rays, and there were some signs of serious healing. Again, look at that. That's pretty healed up, right? Come on. I actually also got into contact with someone that I thought I would never speak to again. I got back in touch with my first ever girlfriend, funnily enough. Now, before you put in the comments, oh my god, don't fucking do that. You don't date her again. I'm not dating her, we're friends. Now, someone in a certain friend group of mine had their birthday party around October, and she was actually friends with my first girlfriend at the time, and she asked me if it was okay for her to come to the party as well. Now, I can't be a buzz killer and say, no, I know it's your birthday party, but she's not allowed to come. So I decided to just man up and face that fear that I had of seeing her again. And overall, it went great. We started talking again, and we're good friends now. For the rest of Some October up, it was a pretty fun month, to be completely honest. Nothing mentally that was like damaging for me. It was overall just a great time.
Unleash the hey, my eyes are up here dress.
Ooh, my eyes are up here. Chat, let me show you a real dating profile that will get all the women, alright? Bartholomew, age 54, working at Joe Studios. Favorite quote, 3 inches of snow is big, so mine is too.
Boys, this month I took up a new hobby. I'm a photographer now. November was the month that I decided that I wanted to take up the hobby of photography, specifically Polaroids. And throughout the last month or two, I've taken quite a few. The idea of having a memory in a physical form in your hand has always been very interesting to me. So when I found out that Polaroids existed, I needed one. Like right away. So from then on out, every time I went to hang out with friends or I went to go outside, I always brought the Polaroid camera with me just to see what I could make a picture of. And so far, I have like 37 Polaroids, including the one I just took in front of the screen right now. So I got some good pictures. Now, I'm not going to show any of the Polaroids because a lot of my friends' faces are on there. And again, I'm not leaking their faces. Stop trying it. I went to visit Amsterdam as well with the boys. That was just very unexpected. I got like a text message around 1 p.m. saying, yo, are you coming with? And the next hour, I was in the train on the way there. Had a blast there with the boys. Amazing time. Now, coming back for the Twitch stuff in November, we actually reached 600 followers that month. Insane. I could not believe it when the moment that it happened. And I still can't believe it to this day. Again, extremely grateful. Now, for the rest, November has just been the exact same as other months. I've still been streaming 6 times a week. I've still been going out with friends. That pretty much just sums up the entirety of November. Let's move on to December now. American. That makes sense. Batu, why were you humping a tree? Don't think I didn't see that. You were humping that tree. You can hide all you want. You were humping that bitch. I hear you humping the motherfucker. All right, we're heading on into December, the month where Mariah Carey gets unfrozen for the 20 billionth time, and every store employee wants to top themselves because of it. Since we're now in current time, since obviously it's still December as I'm recording this, I don't really have a lot to talk about. I went to a couple birthday parties, I spent some more time with my friends, the usual, but I want to take this segment of the video to focus on 2024 and what I want to achieve. Now, I've got some goals written down here that cover both offline as well as online life, so personal life compared to the Twitch and the YouTube side. I'm going to start off with what I first want to achieve in my personal life. I want to, first of all, get back into the gym as soon as I'm allowed to, since I just miss that place so much, and I need to get back to it. I need to. I'm aching. My body is aching to get back in there. I want to hit 80 kgs as well by the end of next year, because that's a goal that I've had in my mind ever since starting to gain weight. Since I'm like 6'4", I'm like very tall. 80 kgs would be optimal if I were to go to the gym as well and have a little bit of a muscle there, you know? Another thing that I've written down here is avoid useless drama. Because I've just gotten sick of drama in my life, you know? I've tried to push that out as much as possible, so I'm going to try and stick to that and just get rid of drama. And last of all, I want to make sure that I spend enough time with my friends. Ever since taking them for granted through like the end of last year, I just could never forgive myself, and I really want to make sure that I actually spend the time with them that I need to. Alright, that pretty much sums up everything that I want to achieve in my personal life, so now let's head on into the stuff that I want to achieve with you guys watching on Twitch and on YouTube. First of all, I want to hit 4 digits on Twitch. I want to get that 1,000. I want to see a K in my follower count. Now, this next goal is going to be a little bit of a give or take. I want to see if I can get 300 subscribers on the YouTube. Obviously, I need to stay more active on the YouTube to try and achieve that, so expect more videos coming next year. The last goal that I also want to reach is just overall stay consistent. Keep up with the 6 days a week streaming, and keep up maybe even a video every week or 2. Obviously, I'm going to need a little bit more time to make those videos, since if you've looked at the last 30 minutes of this video, I put a lot of effort into my videos now. No, but that just pretty much sums up all my goals that I want to achieve both in my online life and offline life as well.
Oh, give me head. Give me head. There we go, chat. We got head.
Good job. Take the repaired head back to
We got head, chat. Let's go.
None too crazy, just
I wanted to take the last couple minutes of this video just to talk to you guys one-to-one as an editor right now. I want to honestly, from the bottom of my heart, say thank you guys for everything. Without you guys, I don't know where I currently would be in life. Since you saw in the video, I had a pretty rough year around the middle, but streaming has just genuinely been so therapeutic for me, and thanks to you guys for watching, I actually continued doing so, and now I know for sure that I'm not stopping streaming until I fall flat on the ground. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Now I know that the whole video has pretty much been about what my life was in the last year, but I want to make sure to talk to you guys about your life as well right now. I want you guys to absolutely smash all of your goals this next year. I want you to make a list, put every goal you think is unachievable on there, and make sure that you do everything in your power to achieve that goal. Even if it sounds incredibly impossible, instead of saying it's impossible, say, let's find out. One of the main things that I've been tackling this year as well was definitely my mental health, so I want to put a touch on that as well. I want to make sure to tell you that you guys are not alone. Anything you guys are going through, someone is there that loves you and that is willing to listen to you talk. Even if you think there is no one there, trust me, someone is there. That is going to be it for this video though. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck all the way through, please do let me know in the comments what you thought about this video. And to end it off, I just want to say one thing. This is the time that you make 2024 your bitch. Go out there and achieve the unachievable. Thank you guys for watching. Happy New Year, and I hope to see you in the next year moving forward. Take care.